I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano along with Josh Reese.
What's up, family? How's it going today?
This
is the family. This is the Hollywood Hogwash family. Double H family. I appreciate all you guys for liking and subscribing to the channel. We've got a bunch of awesome content today. We've got a Better Call Saul. And we got a Bullet Train recap.
God.
Bullet Train was, you know what? Bullet Train was really, really good.
It was really good.
I was a little bit concerned because I was like, you know, how much fun can you have on a bullet train? But it was actually really, really fun, much to Andrew's surprise.
This is our fourth try at the intro.
Hey,
and,
fourth try is the
it's
best.
Still not working. Let's try one more time.
What the fuck?
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano along with Josh Reese.
I honestly don't know what's real or not anymore.
We're going to be reviewing Better Call Saul and
Jesus.
a really, really excellent film that we saw called Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Bad Bunny's in it as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, really good. It's a lot of fun.
Bad Bud.
I recommend it to everybody. It's a bunch of assassins on a bullet train in Japan. It's pretty great. Can't wait to talk about it. That's why I'm energized about this podcast. But before we get to all of that, we have to talk the latest news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. So, hey, Ezra Miller's back in the news.
What? We were just talking about him recently.
He's back. Yeah, it's been a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months since we've heard from Ezra Miller.
Finally got into our universe.
I think we still don't know exactly where he is. He could be dead for all we know.
He could be. He could be in another dimension.
Yeah.
He could be anywhere.
That's true.
Iceland, maybe?
So Business Insider had a new report. They said multiple people have stated that Miller acted like a cult leader during their time renting a spacious Airbnb in Iceland, which was home to Icelandic artists, expats, and spiritual confidants who Miller encouraged to stay there.
Interesting.
One woman who visited the house in March of 2020 noted how the guests were hypnotized by Miller's every word. And then rumors soon began to circulate that the Flash actor was running a cult due to their insistence that they possessed supernatural powers.
Yeah, it's so strange. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from. I guess he's just a crazy wacko.
This is what happens when you're too rich and famous. And you think you're the shit. You're like, wow, I'm so famous. Everyone loves me. And
one Flash movie does it for you?
Well, I mean, this is even before the Flash. I mean, we still don't have a Flash movie. But, you know, he was in
Justice League movie. Yeah.
Justice League, yeah. Another 18-year-old musician shared her experience with Miller, telling Business Insider that she had sex with Miller 3 times. She said the actor became fixated on her quote-unquote perfect womb while telling her that her family was holding her back from a better life.
That's so weird.
It is.
Yeah, he just seems like a total wacko, and apparently he's wearing body armor everywhere he goes because he's afraid that I think it was the FBI is tracking him or the Ku Klux Klan.
Right.
How does this guy get involved with the Ku Klux Klan? This is actually some of the stuff I was discovering when I was doing an Ezra Miller deep dive today.
Who even knows if he is involved? He's probably just high on meth.
Not involved, but apparently he's in a feud with the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, what's this quote?
This was a lady that was talking about the hostel or whatever that they were in. She was like, yeah, at the moment, it gets confusing because they use they and them.
Well, this was an Airbnb, I think, not a hostel.
I think when they're saying they and them, they're actually just talking about Miller.
Right.
So at the moment, they would look me in the eye and be like, I love you, and be like, this is really nice, beautiful person, she said. But right afterwards, they would tell me that I was really fucking disgusting. There was a lot of psychological abuse.
I imagine.
He seems like a whack job. I don't understand.
You think? Why don't we play this video and decide?
That's what I was saying. I found this video when I was doing some research on him today, and I was like, "How did I not know this existed?
Yeah.
And how did the people making this movie not know it existed either?"
Well, this was back in January of this year, I believe, right?
Right. Yeah.
So obviously that was well after they filmed
I
The
guess.
Flash.
But how did they not think that this was going to come out or something? Anyways, go ahead and play it. I think people would be interested.
All right, here we go.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller.
Oh, yeah, we didn't know.
AKA the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard.
What?
And this is a message for the Beulahville chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan.
Oh,
Random.
Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing?
This is a train wreck.
It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns. Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. And then,
What?
you know, we'll do it for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you soon, okay?
You know what's great is like
Bye!
what's great is like he's it's probably his mom driving because he's in the passenger seat.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, no, it's just so weird. Like, so apparently
That was a little different than the video I had, I think. But yeah,
there
go
can't
ahead.
be more of these. But apparently, per Newsweek, the town doesn't even have any KKK presence.
Really?
Which is
Where did he say? What town?
Beulahville, North Carolina.
Well,
Something
North Carolina
like that.
has KKK people,
Well,
right?
I'm sure there's KKK people in.
Wait,
Galveston.
where was that march a few years ago? That KKK
Charlottesville?
wasn't it
Charlottesville?
North Carolina?
Yeah, I don't know where that is in relation to Beulahsville, but
Yeah.
it's just it's so
I
weird.
gotta see that again.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
He's doing a cameo for the
AKA the
KKK.
Bengal Ghouls.
Yeah, that's it.
The Mad Goose Wizard. And
That sounds like a
this is a
KKK
message
thing.
for
It
the
does.
Beulahville chapter
Beulahville.
of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing?
Thank you for paying me $50 to do this.
It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own
This
guns.
took a hard right turn.
Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about.
Know it.
And then
Being
you know,
racist?
we'll do it
guess.
for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you.
No, but this okay. So like, we'll do it for you. He's wearing body armor. I mean,
Yeah.
could this guy be like Charles Manson trying to? He's got this commune of people. Maybe eventually he's going to start telling them to like commit murder for him and stuff like that.
Hey,
This is so weird.
hey, we'll see.
You know what?
All we can do is wait.
I
it's
made-
the greatest reality show that's not on television.
Well, I made the comment on Twitter. I was like, you know what? To be honest, I don't really care about a Flash movie.
Yeah.
I kind of just want a documentary on this dude.
Yeah.
This dude seems
His whole life.
batshit crazy.
Oh, he
So
seems
wacko.
I like how you say he seems crazy.
Well, it's
as if
true.
that's not, you know.
Well, I mean, I
Is that
just
not
saw-
evidence?
Maybe
we've seen other videos.
maybe that was deep fake. I don't know.
We've seen other videos of him.
Oh yeah, God.
It all started with him assaulting people in Hawaii. How did it get to this?
Jesus. He just
That was like the first thing we heard was like, okay, like, you know, he threw a fit at some party.
right.
And then it was like, oh, then he robbed a couple in their hotel room or some shit. Yeah, it keeps getting weirder and weirder.
You hear about people having like a bad couple days, a bad week, a bad month. This guy's had like a bad 6 months.
Bad life.
A bad life.
I mean, the story about him grooming that girl, that underage girl, that was a long time ago because I think she was like 15 or 14 at the time, and now she's like 18.
I saw one story
That's a long time
where
ago.
he was trying to buy ponies for a 12-year-old girl. I was like, that's
All right,
so
well.
weird.
The fact is, we're never seeing the Flash movie. It will not be coming out next year.
I saw. Did you get the news? Apparently, they're doubling down. Like the movie will come out.
Right. It's a joke, Josh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But no,
I feel like we're not
but
going
again, like I've said before on this podcast, if he ends up killing somebody, then the movie will not come out.
Well, I mean, they have perfect outs.
And as of right now, What would you bet on happening?
Not coming out. Right. I don't think we ever see it.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating. How is anyone going to like this guy? Like, you have to like the main character. He's your hero.
There certainly won't be a Flash 2.
No, of course not. No.
Certainly.
So, yeah, speaking of other HBO, Warner Brothers stuff, I'm sure you heard that HBO Max has officially canceled the release of their Batgirl film, which was already done.
Right.
It's in the can. All they have to do is release it, and they're choosing not to. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav opted to shelve the project in order to take a tax write-down on the $90 million film. Variety reported that the main driver for the decision was the shift in company strategy away from creating feature films exclusive to HBO Max. And Zaslav addressed the controversial decision on the company's Q2 earnings call. And he said, "We're not going to put out a movie unless we believe in it." So he's telling them the movie was shit, and that's why we're not going to release it. He said, these are brands that are known everywhere in the world. DC is something that we think we can make better, and we're focused on it now. This idea of expensive films going direct to streaming, we can't find an economic case for it, so we're making a strategic shift, which was interesting because in 2020, it was 2021 where all of those movies went directly to HBO Max, obviously for COVID reasons.
Hey, well, this also could be good news for Christopher Nolan too. That, because I saw that they're going to start waiving that what was it, 45-day go to HBO Max thing.
Yeah.
So if they start fudging on that, maybe Christopher Nolan might want to come back.
Maybe.
But, this is also incredibly bad optics that they don't believe in Batgirl, but they do believe in the Flash.
And Aquaman 2.
And Aquaman 2.
These movies are going to be fucking terrible. You know that. They're DC. Also,
Michael Keaton was supposed to be in Batgirl.
Yeah.
So, if Flash doesn't happen, we're never going to see Michael Keaton in
Michael Keaton is in Batgirl. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton is in The Flash. Michael Keaton also filmed a scene for Aquaman 2. And then test audiences said they were confused because they didn't understand why Michael Keaton was in this universe, because the Flash movie was supposed to come out before Aquaman 2, which would explain why Michael Keaton is in that universe.
That's funny.
So apparently they removed Michael Keaton from Aquaman 2. So all this shit is just fucking up us. We're never going to see Michael Keaton as Batman.
Well, DC has had so many problems as it is. They need a clean
It's just
sweep.
fate. We're never meant to see Michael Keaton as Batman ever again.
No, it doesn't seem like it. And poor Michael Keaton. Well, I don't know if he really cares. He's getting paid.
I don't think he
nonetheless. But fan service. Come on.
Maybe it's a good thing because a lot of things are like sequels where it's hey, it's 30 years later. And obviously Michael Keaton as Batman is another one where it's 30 years since he's been Batman. Mm-hmm. That it would just suck. It'll just ruin all the lore behind Michael Keaton never being Batman.
Right.
There's always that.
So Kevin Smith was also pretty annoyed that the Batgirl movie got canceled.
Yeah, I have the whole thing.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
He said, this was on his YouTube channel. He said, it's an incredibly bad look to cancel the Latina Batgirl movie. I don't give a shit if the movie was absolute dog shit, man. And I can guarantee you that it wasn't. The two directors also did a couple of episodes of Miss Marvel, and that was a wonderful fucking show. Well, I disagree, Kevin Smith. But
it was bright and fun. I don't know. Great.
I'm sure it was filmed well. That first episode, I liked how it was filmed. Mm-hmm. I didn't really like the context of the show, but the directors don't write it. So.
Right.
Yeah. There's also rumors that HBO Max and Discovery Plus will merge into one streaming service, which will result in massive layoffs.
Wow.
And that's what's... we watched the South Park streaming wars a few weeks ago.
Everything's starting to come true.
Butters mentioned that, there's all these streaming services. At the end of the day, there's only going to be a few of them, and everyone's going to get laid off, so no one really gives a shit.
Right? Everyone's working for each other. One.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's disappointing because HBO Max I felt like had like a lot of promise, and like
I know.
it
was like I mean, for season 1 of Peacemaker, I was like, well, this is the best streaming service.
To be honest,
because it has Peacemaker.
I think it was my favorite,
And it has, it has every South Park episode. Mm-hmm. It has the whole South Park. I mean, it has a lot of good movies on there.
Game of Thrones. It still has The Wire on there. John Oliver's Last Week Tonight is on there.
Barry.
I'm sure that'll still Barry. Yeah. I'm sure that'll all still be on there. But it just seemed nice. There was a lot of great HBO originals, right? And I hope they don't get cut. But we really don't know what's going to happen. And it seems like it's
they can't cut too much, or else no one's gonna fucking want the streaming service anymore.
It's just gonna be all Disney, or not Disney. It's all gonna be a Discovery reality TV.
Who gives a shit about that? I mean, obviously people do, but
how many episodes of Wicked Tuna do we need to watch?
Oh God, don't get me started. Wicked Tuna. I had to when I was working for Disney and Fox. That was like one of my jobs was making sure the Wicked Tuna shows were good. I mean, we would have to verify every new episode of any show, but I remember like Wicked Tuna specifically.
There's so many different ones. There's one called Lone Star Law, and it's about the
and I don't care. I don't like any of those shows.
It's just great. Like I feel like they're kind of leaning towards that stuff. I don't know.
But speaking of Peacemaker, fans were expressing their concern about a season 2 because of all this news. Oof. But James Gunn assured them on Twitter and said that they are full steam ahead.
He's like, if I gotta release this stuff on YouTube, I'm releasing it on YouTube.
Well, they haven't even filmed Peacemaker season 2 yet.
But I'm happy he's letting the fans know that that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah,
which is great because we need more John Cena as Peacemaker in our life. To be honest,
we do, and I hope it's by next year. But that might be asking a lot. Could be by the end of next year.
It could be,
but I can't wait. Also, there was like a new 30-second She-Hulk trailer that was released last week, and it shows more of Daredevil's appearance.
Okay.
And here, I'll let you see it. Like you see his face. I mean, you see his mask and everything. So
a little bit more.
It's him, all right.
A little bit more of his suit. Yeah, a little bit more of an up close.
Right.
Okay. That might be the only
even
scene.
If the show sucks, we have to watch it for Daredevil.
Daredevil comes in the 6th episode.
Yeah,
the final scene.
I mean, Tim Roth is gonna be in it again. You know, like Abomination's back,
and it's probably we're gonna get a lot of the Hulk too. Probably, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's probably gonna be worth watching for sure.
Yeah, they should have just done a Hulk show, but whatever.
Yeah.
I get it. You have to have female superheroes, but so far, like, they've done the one thing the MCU has done poorly are the female superheroes. When you think about it,
well,
like, okay, I like Gamora, but she's not like she's not the main hero.
Sure.
I mean, it's a team. It's an ensemble movie, right?
Right.
It's not like she's the main star. Now she's great.
Yelena's good.
Again, not a main star. She's not the star of any movie or show.
She might be of Thunderbolts.
Maybe. Yeah. But still, that's another ensemble thing.
That's another ensemble thing. I liked Black Widow.
She had one movie, and the best parts were not her. In Black Widow.
I liked it.
Captain Marvel?
I didn't like it.
No,
yeah, right.
no. And the She-Hulk looks bad. Ms. Marvel was bad.
I think She-Hulk just looks bad because I think we're weighing it on the CGI. I think the CGI just is too distracting. But if we could get away from thinking about how terrible
the scenes with her in the trailer look really bad, and it's not just the CGI with her. All the other stuff looks interesting, but her character does not.
I don't know. It seems kind of campy. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be a fun movie. I don't know.
A show, but yeah.
I'm giving it a show. Excuse me. I'm going to give it.
We'll try, but you have to make your characters interesting. Like Kill Bill, The Bride. That's one of the best action movies ever, and she's one of the best characters ever.
She's a sexy female lawyer trying to
Sarah Connors. Sarah Connors in Terminator 1 and 2. She's a badass.
Yeah.
they've really, that's like the one thing they've done poorly is just their female superheroes are boring and uninteresting. Captain Marvel is so fucking boring.
I don't like Captain Marvel. Yeah.
They should have never done Captain Marvel because she's Superman and Superman sucks because you can't hurt Superman.
Right. And the only thing is like, well, the only reason why the world isn't saved is because she's never here.
Again, Endgame's my favorite movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's either that or The Dark Knight in terms of like, you know, we did our top 5 list. You know how much I fucking love Endgame. I watch it all the time. But there is a stupid moment when Captain Marvel shows up at the end. She flies through Thanos' ship, right? She flies through Thanos' ship. Then when she goes to fight Thanos, he kicks her ass. Like, what?
Yeah.
You can fly through a ship? But Thanos is going to hurt you?
Well, she hurts him because he takes out the Power Stone, hits her with the Power Stone.
I get that, but still.
You know, it's an extra oomph. Oomph.
She should have just put on the fucking gauntlet. And Tony Stark would still be alive.
This is still affecting you, Andrew.
It is.
It's still affecting you, buddy.
Yeah. All right, now what's next? Oh, there's a new trailer for Andor. I mean, technically it's a week old now. It came out the same day this podcast came out, so it was right after we record. But yeah, I really liked Rogue One. I've said it a bunch of times that Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie. And a lot of people get upset about that statement.
Maybe me.
But I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I like the lightsaber stuff, but a lot of the other, things about Star... I mean, look, let's be honest. The prequels sucked. The sequels sucked.
Well, the prequels.
There's more shitty Star Wars content than there is good Star Wars content.
But
we have The Mandalorian, which The Mandalorian's my favorite Star Wars content, period. But that's a TV show, not a movie.
Sure.
Rogue One's my favorite movie. My favorite Star Wars stuff really is the games.
And this is set in the Rogue One universe, so I mean, you might like it.
It's the star. Well, it's the second.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 5 years before the mission.
It's the second star of Rogue One, or second in billing, I guess, not the main star. But yeah, this is about Andor. It's before Rogue One, obviously. Let's watch this new trailer.
AK-47s.
Oh. Does this show us who the main villain is of this?
To steal from the Empire.
But there's still got to be.
I'm sure there
you
is.
just walk in like you belong.
Still has to be a main bad guy.
They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied.
One of them, maybe.
They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house. Cassian Elder. The Empire is choking us so slowly. We're starting not to notice. What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? I need all the heroes I can get.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it
Oh, yeah.
war.
There's fermenting out there, son. Pockets of fermenting.
This all looks beautifully shot.
You're in my net. Are you a fish? Or are you a thief?
You're slipping.
I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
This is what revolution looks like.
I'm tired of losing.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does. It looks very much like Rogue One.
Yeah.
Andor. 3-episode premiere. September 21st.
It's going to be a big premiere. That's
That old white guy is like a bad guy in every movie ever, so
They're teasing it. He looks like a good guy in this one.
I feel like he's going to turn. He's always a bad guy.
I can't remember what Forrest Whitaker played, but Forrest Whitaker was a good guy in Rogue One, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's back. That's
He's
pretty
back.
cool.
Well, it was the start of Forrest Whitaker, I guess, or the start of that character, because in Rogue One was 5 years later.
Well, I don't know if it's the start of Forrest Whitaker. That he's pretty old.
Well, you know what I mean. It's the start of that character.
Yeah.
But apparently it's like a refugee story, and it kind of takes us through like his Andor's childhood.
Yeah.
And, leading up to all that stuff. So it seems really interesting,
It does. September. We'll definitely watch.
Kind of hyped for it. But, 3 episodes. The first day it comes out.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to have our hands full for sure.
For sure.
All right, moving on. Lady Gaga has unfortunately confirmed that she will be in the Joker sequel opposite Joaquin Phoenix. And they've also announced the release date of October 4th, 2024.
Musical confirmed, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
All said and done.
I mean, we have, a 2-year wait, more than 2 years to wait for this film.
So
Look, hey, we could be wrong. It could, there's been times where a movie looks bad, or even when you hear about it at first, because obviously we haven't seen, it hasn't even been filmed yet.
Sure.
It sounds bad. Like when they announced Heath Ledger to play the Joker in The Dark Knight, everyone was bashing that shit. Because all he ever did was, teen movies and shit.
Right. Everything.
And right
10
before
Things I
that
Hate
was
About You.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But before that, it was all like those shitty teen movies. I never liked anything.
Don't
he
you
was in.
say shitty. 10 Things I Hate About You is like one of my favorite movies.
Like I said,
It's a good
shitty,
one. So
some
good.
shitty movies.
Singing on the quad.
Yeah,
Things I think about you. It's good.
But anyway, I'm not a fan of Lady Gaga acting.
Maybe she
The
might
House
get
of
better in
Gucci.
2 years.
One day we're gonna watch House of Gucci.
No.
It's gonna be a Patreon
We
episode.
won't.
It'll be a
House of
Patreon
Gucci.
episode.
What was it? It was Father, Son, House of
Father,
Gucci.
Son, House of Gucci. Yeah. Jared Leto did indeed win a Razzie, like I said he would. Just from watching the fucking trailer, I knew. I was like, this thing's gonna sweep the Razzies.
I feel bad for Jared Leto. It feels like all he does is play in shitty movies.
He does.
I can't think of a good movie he's been
No,
in.
he's no. Well, maybe lately,
Lately,
but he used to. He's been in a lot of good movies. But no, he should have never played the Joker. Anyways, moving on. Giancarlo Esposito was a guest at the TJH Superhero Car Show and Comic-Con in San Antonio, Texas last week. That's a long name for this event.
Yeah, Jesus.
But obviously, there's been rumors that he might be playing Professor X, and fans were asking him questions, and he told the fans, I have not worked for Marvel yet. I've been in the room with them and talked to them. I'm going to go for something that's a little bit different. I'm going to go and put it out in the universe that I'd like to play Professor X. So he's leaning into it. The fans seem to want it. I'm down for it.
Make it happen. At this point, they have to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
It seems like too many parties
You
want the same
can't just,
thing.
if you can't just replace Patrick Stewart with some other white guy. It's got to be another legendary actor.
Sure.
And he has to look different than Patrick Stewart. Kind of like...
Maybe have an evil face.
Also like Wolverine, you can't just have another 6'2" white guy playing Wolverine.
Shit, you should have Jesse play Wolverine.
I don't know about that. But
No,
make
but
Wolverine
I
comic
agree.
book accurate this time.
Short and feisty.
make him a 5 foot tall nothing. You know what I mean?
Feisty guy, yeah.
Wolverine's 5 feet. You have to
that
go
small?
completely different with the Wolverine character. And no, Giancarlo Esposito could definitely play Professor X. Just because he's
for
played a bad guy.
sure.
I totally see him in that role, and I think he would be amazing in it. I mean, he's a fucking brilliant actor.
Yeah, I could only imagine some of like the monologues or some of the intense scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he brings is his presence. He brings
Right.
his presence.
The
to
only other
role.
actor other than him I could see is like Christoph Waltz playing Professor X.
He can
I think he has that charm, but I think Esposito's a better choice.
You know what? You get Christoph Waltz as Magneto, and you have Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X.
Oh, yeah.
Bam!
Yeah,
I just did it for you.
Well,
Marvel, I just solved it. That's your next 10 years.
Waltz
Let it
is,
happen.
they'd have to give Waltz like some fucking super high fucking heels because he's short and Magneto's supposed to be tall. But it could work.
But can you imagine him playing Magneto as like an evil villain?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can.
It's a shame that the only superhero movie Christoph Waltz has been in is The Green Hornet.
Oh,
He was the villain.
that was the one with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Never saw
I'm a
it.
superhero. People are like, no, we like you, Seth, but you're not a superhero.
Stick to drugs.
Yeah. Stick to drugs and
sex
and dick jokes.
Dick jokes.
Also, Variety reported that the Everything Everywhere All at Once directors Daniel Kwan and Danielle Scheinert have signed an exclusive 5-year deal with Universal Pictures, and obviously, I love that movie. It's my favorite movie of the year, so I'm excited for these guys. However, this was like an exclusive Variety story.
Oh,
and
you got the pictures?
They took pictures they look like mugshots, and they did this on purpose as a joke. But look at that.
It just look. I don't know which one is which, but the guy on the left looks like he just got pulled over for DWI.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you obviously the right's Quan, the left is Scheinert.
Oh, okay.
But no, so I first saw this story on Twitter, and it showed this picture of them with the mugshots, and all you could read was Everything Everywhere All at Once directors, and I was like, what, did they kill a hooker?
And it's just like, oh no, their meth lab exploded.
Yeah, like what happened? Like why were they arrested? What did they do? Because you expect a DUI, but both of them were arrested. Like did they run over a kid? Like, what happened?
They killed the same hooker.
And then you click on it, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because also, that's clickbait. That's how you get people to click on shit.
Very true. These guys are obviously very creative. And I don't know what their next project is, but I'm
They've
interested
also
in it.
done this before where they pose really stupid for other photo shoots.
Oh,
this
Jesus.
is another one. Look at this one.
Oh, God.
So they've done this before. Yeah, here's another one. It's like the 80s.
That one's amazing.
It's like the 80s family.
That's amazing. Yeah.
These guys are awesome. I love their fucking movie.
They are.
And I
look
can't
at that
wait.
one at the right below on the
Oh my
right
God.
there.
Yeah.
Bad Boys.
Oh God.
These guys are fucking great.
Apparently it says they passed on Deadpool 2.
Oh, that's terrible.
Wow, Deadpool 2 is still good.
It's okay.
Maybe they could do Deadpool 3.
Or
No,
4.
but yeah. Oh, look at this one where it's the hot dog fingers.
Jesus. That's a little bit creepy.
Yeah. I'll try to post these later, but no, I can't wait to see what they do next.
For real, same thing.
And put out a steel book for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want to buy the Blu-ray, but it has to be a cool cover. I need a cool thing. Make a steel book,
And Andrew,
please.
Andrew wants like an extra 8-9 minutes of that hot dog universe.
Sure, why not? I'll take all the deleted scenes. Put out a steel book, and I'll buy the fucking movie, please. I can't justify buying it if it's just a regular fucking version. I just can't.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. John Leguizamo took to social media to voice his displeasure about James Franco being cast to play Fidel Castro in a small independent film called Alina of Cuba.
Okay.
And Leguizamo said, how is this still going on? How is Hollywood excluding us but stealing our narratives as well? No more appropriation, Hollywood and streamers. Boycott. This is fucked up. I don't got a problem with Franco, but he ain't Latino. I like how he doesn't have a problem with the allegations against James Franco.
Right.
But Alina of Cuba producer John Martinez O'Phelan responded in a statement provided to The Hollywood Reporter, saying his comments are culturally uneducated and a blind attack with zero substance related to this project. The reality of the ignorance piece falls within his statement, suggesting his personal view on being Latino. because a landmass or living area does not determine a person's blood history or genetics. I think she should move past himself and also acknowledge that this story is about a Latin female immigrant living in America, led by a Latin woman, and I'm just an underdog who's making it. So he should also understand that it's kind of disappointing to see our work getting attacked by someone who claims to be a leader of the Latin community.
I think what happened there was he saw the headline. He was like, fuck, you got a white guy to play Cuban. That's fucked up.
Right.
He didn't really
and he didn't
read
bother
the
to do any research
right
or anything. But Leguizamo has double and tripled down since that statement. So he must have done his research by then, because it was then pointed out that James Franco is part Portuguese. But there's controversy between that. A lot of people don't consider that to be Latino. I'm not going to comment because I have really no idea. But however, other people have pointed out that John Leguizamo has played an Italian in Summer of Sam.
Oh, that you can comment on.
Yes. And he's also played an Italian when he was Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Shit, that's right. That's right. Oh, how do you feel about that, Andrew?
I don't care. I don't. To me personally, that's why they call it acting. You're not playing yourself.
Right.
Should serial killers play serial killers in movies? Probably not a good idea.
Well, I don't know if they should play themselves, but I think they should have a say in the booking on who stars. I'm kidding. But no, I think the weirder thing about this story is James Franco got the blessing of Castro's daughter.
Yeah. Well, the movie's about her.
Oh, is it?
James Franco's not the star of the movie. It's mostly about his illegitimate daughter. It was an affair. It's about her being the daughter of Castro.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the reason why Franco was cast was because this is a small independent film and they need all the star power they can get.
Right.
That's why he was cast.
Franco's probably, I doubt he's making millions of dollars.
They would have cast Channing Tatum to play Fidel Castro if that was their best option, even though he would not play it well. But that's my point.
Right. As a small independent film, I'm sure
that's why he was
John
Leguizamo being cast as Fidel Castro would not get any attention.
Sure. Yeah.
No offense. I like John Leguizamo as an actor.
So what do you think Seth Rogen's going to play in this?
No, Seth Rogen said last year that he will never work with Franco again.
What?
Well, he had to.
Did I miss
It was
that?
a political... it was political.
Oh, because, yeah.
In light of all the allegations.
That's right. Aw. They were a great team.
It's a shame, yeah.
I
wish there was some way that... I wish these Franco allegations, weren't true. Obviously, when there's smoke, there's fire.
Obviously, with the Ezra Miller stuff.
Well, yeah.
So was the Dictator, was that their last team up?
The Interview.
The Interview. There we go.
No, it was the Disaster Artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen that.
You should.
Okay.
But you need to see The Room first.
Oh, and the Disaster Artist, the movie about that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's about how it got made. Yeah. But yeah, interesting stuff. Next up, Quentin Tarantino was recently a guest on the Real Blend podcast and revealed his opinion on the greatest movie of all time. And this is big news because it's Quentin Tarantino.
It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
Did he confirm it?
Tarantino said, I think Jaws is the greatest movie ever made. Maybe not the greatest film, but it's the greatest movie ever made. There's no better than Jaws, and it shows how badly timed most movies made before Jaws were.
Interesting. Well, when we saw Bullet Train today, they actually had a trailer for Jaws, too.
They did. It's coming back to theaters.
As in 3D, though, I think it was, which sounds even more terrifying.
No, did it say 3D?
I think it did. I think it's coming back as a 3D movie. I don't know why else it would come back.
I don't know about that.
Did they add an extra 8 minutes of film?
I don't know how it would be 3D. The shark's barely in the movie. And that's the point.
And one scene is 3D.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think that's what it was. But
it's silly.
Did he? I wonder why his thinking behind that was. Jaws was a great movie. Jaws is fine.
A lot of people like Jaws.
It's fine, but I don't know if I consider
Tarantino. Well, yeah, you're not a horror fan.
That's
Tarantino loves horror.
I thought he loved westerns.
But he said, well, he loves them too. But he said, greatest movie, not film. I think he meant like going to the movies,
yeah,
and having experience. You know,
okay, that makes a little bit more.
I'm sure
sense.
he really thinks *Inglourious Bastards* the best film ever made, and he might be right.
Like you said before.
I think this just might be my masterpiece. Dun, 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 dun. What a fucking great line! Oh, don't get me started. All right, what else do you have?
So the only other thing that I had, I thought it was kind of interesting, and it's more of like a Texas story, but this is what Bloomberg had. Apparently, Netflix, Disney, and Hulu are being sued by a bunch of different counties in Texas, including Dallas County and Harris County.
Yeah.
Apparently, they are not paying their transmission rights to use whenever they're feeding their stuff through the wires and stuff like that. The content fees. So despite the transmitting their video programming through the wireline facilities located in at least part of the public right away, defendants have ignored their statutory obligation to attain a state-issued certification of franchise authority and paid the required franchise fees. So Texas is looking to get a little bit of money from a couple streaming providers. And apparently this is something that they've been doing. They've been bilking, I guess, not bilking, but they haven't been paying because this isn't the only suit. There's more than a dozen suits filed by cities around the country, and including a class action suit by Missouri. So they've started a class action suit against them. So I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
you know, they're putting all this stuff out, but they're not paying like cable providers have to pay for the right to stream their stuff here.
Right.
So that was a little bit interesting.
Yeah, there's also I know that's not just Netflix, but I saw a Netflix thing where oh, here it is. Netflix must pay $42 million in writers residuals. The Writers Guild of America they sued Netflix over Bird Box, and they have arbitration. They recently secured $42 million in unpaid writer residuals. That's just Netflix, though.
Well, just speaking about how these streaming companies, I guess, are kind of just giant gaping assholes. I saw a story. I wish I had it, but no, like, you know, they owe that. But I saw VXF company was talking about just She-Hulk and stuff like that, and just how screwed up it is, and how, like, you know, Marvel will blacklist you if you don't do things exactly what they want, if you don't hit the timeline, if you complain, all this stuff. It just seems like, you know, people are getting kind of the shaft. You got these big companies that are taking out the little guys.
Well, that's usually what happens. Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
All right, well, let's do our top 5 favorite cartoons ever.
Did you limit it to 5?
I did.
Oh, Jesus. What's Restraint by Andrew? Okay.
What
restraint? You always go like 10, 15, 20.
You know, I don't watch many cartoons. I watched certainly a lot more when I was a kid. So yeah.
I guess I watch more cartoons.
I limited it. I chose a few that I watched as a kid, and obviously the few that I watch now as an adult. So go ahead and go first.
Well, before I start on my top 5, I just want to say just a couple things that didn't make my list, but I think are worthy of saying. King of the Hill didn't make my list.
Yeah.
Invincible didn't make my list. If there was more seasons of it, it probably would have.
That's true. Invincible
had an amazing first season. But that was pretty much it. And Rick and Morty also
even The Boys
didn't make my list.
Diabolical was good.
Same, yeah. So my top 5, number 5 is Batman the Animated Series
from the 90s.
This was like my first entry into, like, you know, superhero world, and I just thought it was so cool. Futurama's number 4. So many episodes of Futurama. I watch it on, you know, binge probably once every other year or something like that. Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. I probably go binging through it once a year.
Yeah.
And Archer, the same thing. I just love Archer.
Archer's
hilarious.
good.
Hilarious.
For sure.
And my number 1 is South Park.
South Park.
I think it's going to be a lot of people's number 1s. South Park is so classic. Kenny, Kyle Cartman, Stan, can't get better than that.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Who's your favorite South Park character?
I mean, you can't get better. I mean, Cartman. He's an asshole, but he's hilarious.
Cartman. All right.
Even though he's the most
top next
offensive
week.
character.
Top 5 favorite South Park character. No, I'm just kidding. For me, it's Cartman, Butters, and Randy.
Mr. Slave. Oh, Randy.
No, Randy. And then Jimmy, I guess, would be number 4. But those are my top 3. Butters is so innocent. That's what's so great about Butters is how innocent he is. Cartman's just like the devil, and Randy's just a fucking idiot, a dumbass.
Fucking high dumbass. Well, he wasn't, he wasn't always like that.
Randy might have been higher if they didn't ruin him with the weed shit the past 5 years. They completely ruined my character.
Maybe we should do top 5 South Park episodes.
Oh God, that's a bracket. That's
a
another
bracket?
day. That's
Okay,
a bracket.
that's
Another
another
day.
day.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. My number 5 is probably my first ever favorite cartoon, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
from the 80s.
Sure. Teenage.
How long was that run? Couldn't have been that long. It spawned a couple movies.
There's so many different versions of it. There's versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now.
There is. 1987.
I think that was
296.
Oh shit, there was that many?
That's
11?
the original one.
Does that say 11 seasons?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that shit.
Get after it.
Number 4, we have 90s Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what really got me into Spider-Man as a kid. I love that show. It's not perfect, but the 2 Venom episodes, the first one where Spider-Man gets the symbiote, and then Venom, Eddie Brock gets it. I love those 2 episodes. Number 3, Beavis and Butthead.
Really?
Loved those as a kid.
Okay.
And then even when it came back, 10 years ago, it came back for a season or 2. I watched it and I enjoyed it.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode.
Yeah. You should watch. Number 2, South Park. Obviously.
Oh, well,
and then number 1
I
is The
guess.
Simpsons. That's no surprise to
Now,
anybody.
what I want to know is how close are South Park and The Simpsons?
Extremely.
1A, 1B type of thing?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Right.
Okay.
I still want to do a bracket one day on this show. Best Simpsons episode. I'd also like to do it for South Park.
Yeah, for me, I'll just flip the coin every time. That'll help.
Well, that's not good. That's not... Okay. All right.
That's more of a joke.
All right, let's check what the fans have to say.
Hopefully a lot of South Park.
I feel like a lot of these are... There's a lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities?
Yeah. All right, this is from Johnny Horniitis.
Oh, Lord.
One of my favorite new patron names. Top 5 cartoons, no order. Futurama, Transformers, the original series.
All right.
The Simpsons, Batman, the animated series, and King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Yeah.
So there you go.
Classic. And coming back eventually.
Mitch Tar, American Dad, Futurama, South Park, Family Guy, and The Simpsons. I really do like Family Guy as well. I just didn't watch as many episodes.
Family Guy and American Dad are pretty much the same thing, right?
I couldn't really get into American Dad.
Okay.
Andy Piccone, King of the Hill, Charlie Brown holiday specials,
That's a good one.
Recess.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember that from my early teens. Yeah.
Yeah. And then South Park, and then The Simpsons #1. So his top 2 are like mine.
Oh, shit. Then you got Rugrats, but Rugrats is way too young. But
Chris Dibburn, Beavis and Butthead, The Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, and his #1 is Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Are you happy about season 6 coming back pretty soon, buddy?
Yeah. Carlos Ramirez, Family Guy, Simpsons, Batman, the animated series, Harley Quinn.
I've been watching some of that. It's really good.
It's really good.
It's good.
All right, maybe I should watch HBO Max.
HBO Max.
It's not canceled yet.
It will be.
And then his last one is SpongeBob.
You know what? That's a female lead that actually gets it right. It's Kelly Coco from the Nerds. What was it?
The Nerds.
Yeah, the Nerds show.
Oh, she's Harley Quinn.
She's Harley Quinn, but she makes it sound good.
Okay.
It's good.
Amir, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 90s, Family Guy, Spider-Man from the 90s, Batman from the 90s, and Rick and Morty is #1.
Yeah. Okay.
Luis Vasquez, The Boondocks. That's another one.
It.
I saw one I really need to watch it because my friends love it.
I think
I
seen
saw
one or
one
two.
clip where this guy pretends to be a pedophile so that when Chris Hansen walks in the room, he's like, no, I'm not looking for a boy. I came here for you, Chris Hansen.
Wait, this is the Boondocks?
Yes.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
It's hilarious.
I must be thinking of a totally different
I need
show.
to show you that scene. I'm pretty sure that's the Boondocks.
Pull it up on the Jumbotron.
Number 4, Futurama, Rick and Morty, King of the Hill, and then number 1, South Park. Bill Capri, Danny Phantom. I don't know what that is.
Danny Phantom. No.
Number 4, Spider-Man from the 90s. Ben 10. I don't know Ben 10.
Oh, I know Ben 10. Yeah.
The Batman from 2004.
This is Danny Phantom. Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah, that looks familiar. The Batman from 2004, and then his number 1's The Boondocks.
I'm sure you remember Ben 10.
No.
Doesn't ring a bell?
That does not ring a bell.
Yeah, he has a ring. He's kind of like a green lantern. And he
Okay.
can turn into a superhero.
Joey Cage, 90s Spider-Man, Family Guy, SpongeBob, Harley Quinn, Rick and Morty.
SpongeBob. Okay.
It's a lot of similarities. Tone EC, Batman, Chuck Jones, Looney Tunes. I don't know the difference between Chuck Jones, Looney Tunes. Gargoyles, Arcane, and Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Alan Kimmett, BoJack Horseman. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, that's old school.
I love Celebrity Deathmatch.
That was
I loved
fun.
it. That'd be my top 10.
Stone Cold
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
That'd be my top 10. Another one that would be my top 10 is X-Men from the 90s.
That was back when like MTV was in its prime.
Yeah.
It slowly went down.
Then he's got Pokemon and The Simpsons, number 1.
Pokemon. Yeah, that's a good one.
But X-Men from the 90s would be on my top 10 as well.
Can't wait for X-Men 97.
That's right.
Yep.
Paste Pot Pete, X-Men, Batman, South Park, Invincible, Boondocks. Omar, X-Men, minus the N where it got weird, he said. Batman animated series, Spider-Man. He said, say it in Willem Dafoe voice.
That's funny.
Animaniacs. I also loved those as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I also loved was Doug. I liked
Doug
Doug
was
a lot
good.
a lot on Nickelodeon. Looney Tunes, the original ones. Foster Home for Imaginary Friends. I don't know what that is. And then Johnny Bravo in South Park.
What was Doug's love
And that's
interest?
he named 8. Patty.
Patty. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rampager, The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Border Town. Don't know what Border Town is.
Border Town.
Beavis and Butthead and South Park. And then he said, ask my wife. She said Ed, and Eddie.
I remember Ed, and Eddie. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Border Town?
Border Town show.
No,
It
I
looks
don't know.
kind of funny. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
McMahon Helmsley Regime, Rick and Morty, Rocco's Modern Life,
Oh, right. Yeah. Rock
Big Mouth, which is on Netflix, South Park, number 1's The Simpsons, D. Barry, Freakazoid.
Okay.
I remember
yeah.
Freakazoid.
Freakazoid.
Tom and Jerry, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Young Justice, and then Batman the Enemy. You know what I'm surprised I haven't heard of? I haven't heard is Batman Beyond.
That's what I was just about to say. Batman Beyond. That actually was really good. You know what? If that
Yeah.
that would be in my top 7.
Top 7. Wow.
Top 7. Probably right after Batman the Animated Series, to be honest.
Kyle Wheeler, Goof Troop. I watched Goof Troop.
Goof Troop. That's good.
Gargoyles, Ren and Stimpy's another one I did love.
Ren
I
and
loved
Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. Clerks. Clerks only had 1 season, but it was funny.
Clerks was a cartoon?
Well, not at first.
Oh.
They had like 1 season. It was great. I think I mentioned on this on the podcast before. The second episode of the cartoon was a flashback episode. Was a what do you call it?
Flash
Not a
forward?
flashback. Well, like the second episode.
dream?
No. The second episode was a flashback episode where like the entire episode was just them reminiscing about the first episode. You know how they do that in shows? You know, like have you watched Friends?
No.
Never watched Friends?
Never watched
Like
Friends.
those old those sitcoms from like the 90s or even before that, like they'll have an episode where it's like, oh, we got to put one out quick and we don't have a budget. So they'll just be like, hey, remember when we did that? And then it just shows an older episode.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's a clip show. That's what
Clip
that's what I was
show.
looking for.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So they did a clip show for their second episode. And all they just kept doing was going back to the first episode because that was the only other episode.
Pretty funny.
And that was the whole joke. I thought it was brilliant.
That's good. Okay.
And then he has Batman as well, Kyle Wheeler. Joseph Fuller, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Boondocks, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Is that the one with the meatball and the giant drink?
Yeah.
Okay, I never saw that.
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force was great. I loved it. South Park, and then Rick and Morty's number one.
Okay.
Peter Goik, Looney Tunes, Doug, Animaniacs, Rocco's Modern Life, and The Simpsons is number one.
Right.
Mills, Gargoyles, X-Men 90s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rick and Morty, and Batman, the animated series.
Have we had any recesses yet? Recess was like really
I
good
mentioned
back
Recess earlier.
Okay, yeah.
We had one.
Recess was good.
Pop Culture Junkie, first 10 seasons of The Simpsons.
That's what you say all the
that
time.
makes sense. Rick and Morty, Ninja Turtles, King of the Hill, South Park number one.
Did he copy your list? Almost.
No, I didn't have King of the Hill. I didn't have Rick and Morty, King of the Hill.
If
no.
it sounded similar.
KJ, X-Men 90s, Scooby-Doo, South Park,
Scooby-Doo.
Spider-Man 90s, Batman 90s, and he says, as you can tell, I'm a massive 90s mark. Well, that's when he grew up.
I think that's the first Scooby-Doo I've heard. That's good.
I liked Scooby-Doo as a kid.
Haven't heard any Flintstones? No Jetsons?
I liked Flintstones as a kid.
Flintstones?
I also like Looney Tunes. Jonathan Ramos, Evangelion, anime. The Life and... I wonder which version he watched, because the American version, Joe voiced a character. Like the American dub, yeah. The Life and Times of Tim, Rocco's Modern Life, Sailor Moon, and Ninja Turtles is number one.
I'll be honest. Sailor Moon? I kind of like Sailor Moon. I did watch a lot of episodes.
I think that's my girlfriend's favorite thing. Sailor
Really?
Moon.
Which
Yeah.
one's her favorite? I was a Sailor Mercury.
I don't know. I don't know Sailor Moon. I don't know much about it. I guess I am going to learn
You
soon.
had Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor...
Are those different shows?
No, they're all different sailors.
I don't know what that is.
I was a mark for the green one. I think that was Sailor Jupiter, actually.
Stephen with a V, The Simpsons, What If?
Oh, right. If it had more seasons, I think that'd be in mine.
Yeah, it wouldn't be top 5 for me, though.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Captain Planet. First Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. Yeah, that's old school.
The power is yours. Don't do that. The Rizzler.
No, just don't extend my hand.
Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. Well, those are the same show.
Tom and Jerry.
They're both Looney Tunes, right?
But different versions. Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry are different
I
things.
liked the
Tom and Jerry
I liked
was the cat.
Wiley. I liked Wiley Coyote and Roadrunner. That was my favorite Looney Tune.
Never could get that
as a
fucking
kid.
coyote. Never could get that Roadrunner.
I know, and I was always rooting for the Coyote.
Yeah, just once, right? Just once.
So yeah, he's got Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Flintstones, The Simpsons, and his number one is Family Guy. Let's see if anyone else said since I looked at this list.
I do like that a lot of our fans, they're in the same type of general area that we are. So that kind of shows that we're all in
Very
the
similar.
same type of wavelength. You know?
Pretty much.
I didn't get Evangelion. Was that one?
Evangelion.
Evangelion?
Nope.
I can't do it.
Don't even try.
I didn't get that one anime, but for the most of them I'd heard of. Most of them I'd heard of and seen. You know?
Right. So there you go. What should we do next week?
Should we jump back into movie stuff? Should we do TV shows? Should we do? We still haven't done sports movies. I think sports movies is interesting. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Let us know. Put in the comments.
Yeah,
Right?
fan choice this week.
Fan choice.
The one that gets the most suggestions will do.
Yeah. That's
There we
fine. All right. Let's move on to season 6, episode 11 of Better Call Saul. Jesus.
Which is basically Breaking Bad. I mean, it was Breaking
Well,
Bad.
now it is. I mean, the intro, we have Saul in the back of the RV. We know what RV that is.
As soon as I saw the RV, I was like, you know what? This is going to be a pretty good episode.
They showed the covered up bullet holes in case you didn't already figure it out.
I just loved like the slow camera work. Like, hey guys, idiots, this is the van.
Right. The first scene cuts away with Saul yelling, "It was Ignacio!" It's great.
So many callbacks.
Later in the episode, Saul walks into the RV along with Jesse Pinkman and Walter White.
You know what kind of stunned me just about this was just like how smooth Walt and Jesse seemed. Like they picked right back up.
Right.
And it's been what, 5, 6, 7 years? It's been longer?
Yes.
It's okay, even longer. It's amazing how easily they picked up those roles.
Didn't Breaking Bad end in 2014?
Was it?
Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago? That's crazy.
So 8 years.
Which is like to relive those characters, and they weren't living.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2013.
So 10 years, 9 years.
9 years.
So yeah, I mean, like they just pick right back up. Like Saul and Gus and Mike, they've been living in this universe for a while. But Walt and Jesse, it's just like,
well, they did El Camino.
Okay, fair enough. It's been a little bit decently.
But when Aaron Paul first walked in, I was like, "That's not Jesse."
I didn't notice it as much as you did. I think my inner fan nerd took over. And was like,
I recognized his voice, but I think the problem is Aaron Paul was in his 20s,
right,
when Breaking Bad started. Now he's in his 40s.
Well, I think that's also why I was a little bit low light in there too.
Walt pretty much, that's true. Walt pretty much looked the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just to see them arguing again.
It's just
because that's always what they do.
Old times.
Right. And then Jesse asked Saul about Lalu since he screamed his name, but Saul was like, he's nobody.
That was kind of
But
funny.
it was a brief scene. Like, I don't know what meaning this is going to have on the show.
I just think it was for nostalgia purposes, to be honest.
I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I will say it didn't pop the number that I think they were hoping for. What was
the number?
This was, I think, the highest rated or the highest number episode this year, but it didn't pop a 2. It was 1.34.
Really?
And I think the first episode this year was like a 1.32.
Okay.
So not the greatest, but it did pop.
Yeah. So later, Mike tells Saul that Walter's a chemistry teacher with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And go back and watch the Breaking Bad scene where Saul goes to the high school to talk to Walter. And Saul says, "My PI charged me for 3 hours, so I seriously doubt it took him more than one." And now we know that PI was Mike.
Right.
All along. And Mike warns Saul to not go into business with Walter, but obviously Saul doesn't listen.
But we even got a Mike scene. We were kind of speculating if we'd see Mike again.
Right.
It kind of makes me think we might see Gus again.
Maybe in a flashback, yeah.
Maybe. Or Mike talking to Gus.
Possibly. Also, so that was all the Breaking Bad stuff.
Pretty much about it.
The rest is all the, we're back to what's his name? Gene.
Yeah, current
back to
timeline.
The black and white. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Francesca. She's an apartment manager now.
Those two assholes played assholes perfectly.
Yeah. One of the other lawyers has become the new Saul Goodman of Albuquerque.
It was the DA that Jimmy had to interact with all the time.
Yeah.
When he was trying to get them to drop cases and stuff like that. Now he's working for the bad guys.
And Francesca still has Jimmy by the balls. She's like, first things first. And he's like, I thought we agreed after. And she's like, I'm hanging up. He's like, no, okay, fine. He gave her $30,000.
That was such an elaborate thing, too. Like, go to the rock that looks like, what was it, Florida or something like that? And then pick up a fishing line?
No, it was a rectangle state. I think it was like Pennsylvania, I think you said.
Something crazy like that. But then pick up a Coke can and the tab and pull the fishing line.
Well, it's $30,000.
So many steps, though.
That's a lot of money, though, for a phone call.
Start digging around in the dirt near.
So Francesca tells Jimmy that she's still being followed. Her mail is being checked, and her phone clicks when she uses it. Mm-hmm. And she does say Skylar White got her deal. So all that's left is Saul and Jesse. And now I just want to know what the deal was.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, maybe she turned over the money.
Well, I'm sure she did.
I can't think of much else because along with telling them all that she knew,
Yeah.
I don't really think of anything else. But I will say, I think this ends my hope that hashtag Walter's alive.
Oh, yeah, you think?
I think so.
She also tells him that all the nail salons and the laser tag were seized, and they even found $850,000 in an account that was under Francesca's name, and he was very upset about that. And then he's like, "Well, how's Kubi? How's Huel or Cubby? Right? Is it
Kubi?
Kubi? That's Bill Burr."
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's like, "How's Huel?" And I think she said Huel went back to Louisiana. Right?
Yeah.
And Francesca told Jimmy that Kim called her after everything went down and even asked about him. So Jimmy was surprised. So then he calls a sprinkler company in Florida looking for Kim. And we don't... This is where they take the camera away.
Right.
And we're just watching Jimmy in the phone booth. And he's yelling... And then, he hangs up. He's very angry. So, was he talking to Kim?
Well,
were they telling them? Was someone else telling Jimmy, she doesn't want to talk to you,
right? Or she doesn't work here anymore, and we don't know what happened to her. That type of stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, he kind of went from this to wanting to make money immediately afterwards.
Yeah, he was pissed.
So I mean,
that's how he vents. Some of us do drugs, some of us eat food, and
Jimmy just wants to get over on people.
Jimmy robs people to vent. So Jimmy goes back to Jeff's house, and I feel bad for Carol Burnett because Jimmy's just using her.
Right.
He was talking to her, and then when Jeff showed up, he just walked away from her, and she was just sitting there all sad. She was like, "Okay,
so I guess I'll look at these funny cat videos by myself."
Yeah, that's right. So Jimmy plays some rich guy at a bar, and even has a contraption in his jacket that sucks the alcohol out of his glass.
That was so creative.
And then Jeff drives the rich guy home in his cab, but not before giving him a bottle of water laced with a sleeping agent. And then Jeff puts a piece of duct tape on the front door so that it won't lock.
What was Jeff's friend's name? I can't remember.
They only said it once.
Jeff's friend with the dog, whatever his name was.
So Jeff's friend goes in, he takes pictures of this guy's credit cards, IDs, bank statements, etc. And this was a success.
Yeah.
So Jimmy keeps doing it with other rich guys, and he even starts buying the things he had when he was Saul Goodman, as well as sleeping with escorts.
He starts rebuilding that persona again.
Yeah.
Which kind of made me think, I was like, maybe in the phone booth, maybe it was Kim saying, "I don't want to see you again."
Well,
or "Don't call me."
Right.
So, I mean, that's where my mind started going.
Maybe. I'd like to think that he hasn't talked to her yet. Spoken to her yet. Yeah. So then Jimmy realizes that this new guy he's scamming has cancer. And he feels bad about it, but he goes through with it anyway. Jeff's friend, however, doesn't go through with it, so Jimmy fires him, and Jimmy says, "You don't think a guy with cancer can be an asshole? Believe me, I know from experience."
Right, he kind of takes him through that whole little rabbit hole. I work with a guy that had cancer.
So the end of this episode, Jimmy breaks into the guy's house, and they also show one after the other, he walks into the high school to go meet with Walter. And he breaks into this guy's house who also has cancer. So there's a connection there.
Right.
But I don't know what it is yet. Yes, they both have cancer. That's obvious. But what else? Why are they showing this and then that?
Well, the other thing, too, that you kind of missed was, so when Jimmy or Gene fires the friend, you saw the mom, Carol Burnett, kind of looking through and, So I wonder if maybe she's calling the cops or maybe something happens there. But it looks like she's starting to kind of figure out kind of what's going on maybe a little bit.
Well,
or at least that she's getting curious.
The preview for the next episode just shows cops getting out of their cop cars and then walking towards that house, probably.
Well, it makes you think that are they walking towards the house that Gene just broke into? Or is it
Or Jeff's house.
Or Jeff's house.
Or something else entirely.
Or something else entirely.
But there's 2 episodes left.
There's 2 episodes left. We still
How
have to
is this going to end?
I have no clue. And we still get a Walter scene, and we still get an Aaron Paul scene.
Yeah, Walter and Jesse solo scenes.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot. There's still a lot to wrap up.
I wish now they wouldn't have spoiled it because obviously it didn't do what they wanted it to do.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
I'm really interested. I
don't know how this ends.
Wow.
I have no clue what's gonna happen. I feel like even with Breaking Bad, you had some idea. Although Breaking Bad did a shit ton in their final 2 episodes.
Right.
A shit ton.
Walter came all the way back from up north. You start to build his mini Uzi. And
that was all in one episode.
That was all in one episode?
Yeah, the second to last episode ends with him leaving the glass at the bar.
Oh, the last episode is his trip back to New Mexico.
It's just him getting back.
Right, yeah. Huh. Yeah, so they do have titles for the last 2 episodes. Do you have that?
No.
Let me see if I can get that real quick.
All right, let's see who could do this faster.
Oh, Lord, I'm going to get it. But one of the episodes is called Waterworks.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of interesting.
She works for a sprinkler company, right?
Ah, that's right.
Waterworks, and then the last episode is Saul Gone. Saul Gone.
All
it's
gone.
all gone. Jesus, that sounds horrible.
It does. Saul commits suicide.
No way.
No way,
Saul
too.
Gone.
Yeah.
Saul Gone.
I like what you're thinking, though. Waterworks. Maybe we get I don't know about a Kim cameo, but maybe we get a little bit more backstory.
This is the description. It's the most vague descriptions of any show ever. The stakes are raised when a discovery is made. What kind of horseshit is that? That's all their... is there a synopsis for the... No, there's not a synopsis for the
I
last
just remember
one.
the synopsis for Nippy, and the synopsis for Nippy was, a new player enters the game. What the fuck does that mean?
A lost dog leads to a new friend. A new player gets in the game. Yeah.
They are the kings and queens of just random, just a little tiny tease.
Right.
Little tiny tease.
Yeah.
So interesting. A Waterworks and then Saw Gone. This whole universe wraps up in 2 weeks.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I don't know. I think it's going to be good. They haven't disappointed us.
They haven't.
I got faith. And the last 2 episodes are directed by the guys that started it and written.
Yeah.
Vince Gillian and Peter Gould. So, I mean, this is going to end the way they want it to end for sure.
Well, of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got hopes. High hopes.
I think it's going to be like, hey, I have another Breaking Bad show. And they're like, that's okay. This didn't really pull the ratings we wanted, so that's fine.
Oh, that was fine, though. Yeah. Hey, it was for us, the 1 million.
Unless you want to do Walter White Still Alive, which I think this Josh Reese guy started on Twitter.
Hashtag Walter's Alive. I've started it.
Yeah.
It's not getting very many retweets, though. So.
No. You kind of messed up the hashtags, but that's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk Bullet Train. I love going into a movie blind. Obviously, we saw the trailers.
I still didn't know what it
But
was.
the trailers just showed a bunch of people fighting on a bullet train. That's it. I didn't really know anything about the story at all.
Right.
So I like that.
I knew nothing about it. And it was pretty interesting. And a little bit through the movie, I was just like, I don't know if I really dislike it or kind of love it. And the more that I watched it, I was like, this is a really fucking entertaining movie.
I liked it from the beginning.
There were so many twists. I mean, every time you thought something was wrapped up, there was another layer that was added to it, another surprise. There was so many surprises. It was so fun. I really liked it.
Yeah. So this director, he did Hobbs and Shaw, which, all right, that was a stupid movie. He did Deadpool 2. I like Deadpool 2.
I can see that now.
A lot of great action movies. Atomic Blonde. I never saw Atomic Blonde. And then uncredited director for John Wick. So I guess he probably directed one scene or something.
Okay.
But yeah, he was also, I think, he was a stunt coordinator for a shit ton of movies.
But now that you know that it's the director for Deadpool 2, don't you kind of feel like, yeah, I can see that.
Of course.
Yeah. And like this was,
I mean, it's funny and the action's good.
this felt like Deadpool 2 a little bit, except for like, Deadpool winking at the camera.
Well, Brad Pitt is kind of Deadpool in this movie.
Essentially.
You know, Brad Pitt's great.
A more tranquilo Deadpool.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's great. Great. Like, he's talking to a therapist apparently.
To be honest, like I thought it was like a voice in his head for a while.
The person talking back to him?
Yeah, no one ever really seemed to notice.
It's not that type of movie.
I mean, I know, but that's what I kind of thought.
I thought it was someone else. I didn't realize that it was Sandra Bullock.
Neither
That's
did I.
obviously the big reveal
Yeah.
at the end. This movie had a shit ton of star power. 3 big surprises. One of them is Sandra Bullock. That was pretty cool.
The other surprise was in it for half a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. That was great. But Lemon and Tangerine, they were awesome. They're very Tarantino-ish. Like, they're basically John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. That's what they reminded me of.
That too. Did you ever watch Rat Race?
Yes.
The 2 brothers in Rat Race. That's what they kind of reminded me of too.
Right. But
Okay.
but really, they're Tarantino or Tarantino.
I got you,
They're
John
Travolta and Jackson for sure.
a darker version. Well, I guess probably about the same version.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure that's what they were going for.
But they're funny. I love Tangerine and
Lemon's probably my favorite character.
Lemon was good.
I mean, his whole Thomas the Tank Engine analogies.
So funny.
Where he's like, it's how I read people with Thomas the Tank Engine, and you're a Diesel, and you're a Percy, and all that.
And then at the end, Tangerine.
Well,
it was a Thomas.
you're getting ahead of yourself, but
Well,
yeah.
I mean, just saying.
Tangerine was a Thomas.
Tangerine was a Thomas.
The Bad Bunny reveal was great. Obviously, we knew he was going to be in the movie, but I like how Brad Pitt, he keeps trying to get off the train every single fucking time. He just can't get off the train. And then, I think it was the second time he was going to get off. Maybe the first time?
I think it was the first time.
The train stops and then it just Bad Bunny's right there.
Because he was like, this is kind of an easy job. And then Bad Bunny comes in. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't even know you, bro.
Yeah.
And Bad Bunny just comes. You know what? Bad Bunny, not bad. I thought he played fine.
Yeah, of course. That's not the same as wrestling in front of a crowd. That's totally different.
Well, no, I'm just saying, if this is a hint of, how he could be when he's playing.
I mean, he didn't talk much.
He didn't talk much, but he was good doing the acting and doing
Yeah, it
some
was
of the
fine.
some of the athletic moves and stuff like that.
Well, he didn't do that. Those are stunt people.
I'm sure he did some of them.
No, the cool shit you actually see is stunt people.
You think so?
Of course. That's why they get paid. But no, all the fight scenes were great, first of all.
Yeah.
The action was awesome. Their fight scene was great. All that character building just for him to die that fast. That was hilarious.
Andrew was so annoyed.
No, I wasn't annoyed. I thought it was
So what
funny.
the fuck?
No, I thought it was funny that they did all that character building just for him to die.
I didn't. What was the movie that you related this to?
Oh, it's Smoking Aces on a train.
I had never seen Smoking Aces, but I just loved how every single scene just was a layer of a different scene. It was really fun. This Bad Bunny scene was, a scene from something else and a scene from further in the movie.
Smoking Aces
it was everywhere.
had a ton of star power, and it was a bunch of assassins in a hotel trying to kill one guy.
Oh,
It's a lot of fun. Chris Pine's in it, Ben Affleck, and some people die right away, and you're like, wow. Oh, by the way, Ray Liotta, Ryan Reynolds, yeah, they're in it as well. The fucking guy from Entourage, Jeremy Pivens, is in it.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie I should watch.
It's really good. This was a lot like this.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Bad Bunny threw the knife at him, right? And he blocked it with the briefcase.
Blocked it with the briefcase.
And then it went into his heart.
No, he tried to stab him when he first came in, and it went through his cell phone.
Yeah, but I mean how Bad Bunny died.
Oh, yeah,
Right, he
yeah.
threw the knife,
and it
it
ricocheted,
reflected.
got him in the heart, yeah.
And then he goes, mi corazón. because they showed his backstory with his wife and entire family
Oh,
dying.
so
Mi corazón!
sad on his wedding day, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh, heartbreaking.
One of my favorite things about this movie was I liked how they weekend at Bernie's everyone that died. So if they died, they would pretend they would just sit them in a way that they would look alive. Like Bad Bunny, he sat him in the chair, put a blanket on him, made it look like he was sleeping with also like a bottle of booze, like he was drunk. Then when the fucking what's the main bad guy? The White Death,
The White
Death's son died. They were like, oh, wave, and they put the glasses on him, made him look like he was still alive.
That was funny. Yeah. Tangerine and Lemon splitting up, because they were trying to get him off the train. I don't understand really why they kept on trying to get them all off the train when everything was going to be at the end of the.
No, because they didn't believe
run.
them that they remember.
Right.
They're like, we don't believe that you have the briefcase and his son.
But if he had everything set up for at the end of the line,
Yeah.
it was kind of pointless, in my opinion.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
He didn't trust that they actually had everything that he wanted.
Yeah, but the White Shadow wasn't following him on every one.
White Shadow?
The White Death. He
White
was only
Death.
at the end.
Right, but he had people.
I guess.
I also like the fight scene in the quiet car. There's like that one car where it's
The
quiet
Karen.
room.
The Karen.
Yeah, he didn't
always
say
turning around.
He said Karen in the trailer. He didn't say Karen in the movie though.
Oh, did he not?
No, I didn't hear it. No, I was waiting for it. That's right. There's actually 4 surprises. Right. One of the best cameos, Channing Tatum, all of a sudden.
Oh, that's
Brad Pitt's
right.
like, how would you like to make $200? And Channing Tatum's like, is this a sex thing?
He seems really interested in it too. I'm down.
Yeah. No, he was totally into Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, he was like, I have a thing for accents.
Oh, that's right. That was really funny.
By the way, again, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's amazing in this movie. Mm-hmm. It's still hard to imagine that he played Kick-Ass. Did you ever see Kick-Ass?
No, I know the movie. I never seen it though.
You should see Kick-Ass. Because he's just like a scrawny little nothing in that movie. But so Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson are fighting, or I guess Ladybug and Tangerine are fighting.
Right.
And then in walks Kimiko.
I didn't notice that
from
first.
The Boys.
Andrew knew it right
I
off the
immediately
bat.
did. I was like elbowing the shit out of Josh. I'm like, that's Kimiko.
I was like, holy fuck, that is Kimiko.
Yeah.
That was great.
Right.
That was awesome.
And she just played like a fucking attendant in the train, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, do you want anything? I'll take a bottle of water. And Brad Pitt makes Tangerine pay for it.
I love that. Because he goes, I gave $200 to Channing Tatum for the glasses and that.
Right.
He's like, yeah, fuck, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
So you sure you don't want to, talk this out? No. Throws a bottle of water.
They keep fighting. They go through the fucking window and they're both like hanging out the fucking bullet train. That was awesome.
Oh, and we missed. So part of the story was about a snake that was released.
Yeah.
And the first scene in the movie, the guy was in the hospital with his son, and on the TV screen was about a snake that had gotten stolen from the zoo. Apparently, one of the most poisonous snakes. But in between all these fight scenes was this snake that's just making his way through the train cars. Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, because you're like, oh god, who's that? Who's the snake gonna bite? Yeah. All that. So then, Tangerine didn't know where Lemon was, or Lemon was asleep, I think, at this point. Or
it knocked him unconscious.
So Brad Pitt's like, oh, they don't know what Lemon looks like, right?
Right.
So they both go out to White Death's gang or whatever to show that they have the briefcase. And
oh god, this is great.
Brad Pitt accidentally, just by bad luck, again, his old character is he has bad luck. He accidentally opens the case and
he's like, I was trying to sell it.
Yeah, he's like, I had him too.
Opens up, lingerie just falls out.
Yeah. And I liked when Tangerine wouldn't let Ladybug leave, but then he kicked him out of the train like at the right time. But then Tangerine fucking jumped on the back of it.
100% Mission Impossible ripoff.
Oh, well, I don't know, ripoff. It was a great action scene.
It was good.
And we also have Joey King playing the prince, like the young girl. who's super manipulative,
Right.
making everyone think she's like this innocent girl. But her thing is she's lucky. And I literally type like, oh, she's lucky like Domino in Deadpool 2. And then 2 minutes later, and earlier in the movie, I'm telling Josh, like there's an assassin in that kid's costume or whatever.
Right, because
that's in that kid train. It looks like a Pokemon. Tangerine
and Ladybug both kind of, have interactions with this giant.
And it grabbed the briefcase and it was like,
right. Yeah. Tried to grab the briefcase.
And right after I type Joey King's like Domino, out pops Domino from Deadpool 2.
Oddly enough, not as lucky as she was in the Domino, though.
Oh no, she's not the lucky one.
Not lucky at all.
And she doesn't hit with the snake, but she has her own like fucking needle with the poison in it.
Yeah, they called her the Hornet, and apparently the poison, makes you bleed from all your orifices and everything.
Yeah. Yikes.
Terrible.
But I like the needle hits Brad Pitt's hand and then he stabs her with it and he's like, we got 30 seconds. And then she pulls out the anti-venom, but then he puts it in his neck and she's like, you bitch.
And it was so funny. He's like, you don't have a backup?
Well,
like,
yeah.
You should always have a backup.
When she's struggling, he's like, oh, do you want some water? Or, oh.
He's such a kind and thoughtful person.
He's like, you should have brought two. Oh, no, I'm mansplaining again. Yeah.
That's so good.
That was great. Aaron Tangerine finding the diesel sticker on Joey King.
Right. Yeah, that's right. And he's like, oh. And that's when he realized his brother was the one that he can read everybody. And he knew that she was an asshole.
Right.
Like a diesel.
Yeah. And then Ladybug gets bit by the snake, but he's already got the anti-venom, so he's okay. So he puts the snake in the toilet and writes, snake, don't open. So that's nice.
That was nice.
That's considerate.
For all the people that think there's a snake in the toilet, oh, Lord.
There you go. Yeah, that's scary. Earlier, Joey King shot Lemon. We thought he was dead, but we forgot he had the bulletproof vest, and the only reason he was asleep was because Brad Pitt spiked the water earlier.
And was this the last scene with Tangerine too? Did he end up meeting his fate later on?
No, it was before that.
So it was here. It was right before this scene, right?
Yeah, when Tangerine dies.
So when he found the diesel sticker, right? Because wasn't Ladybug in the car too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he tries to. They're kind of jockeying over the gun,
right?
And he accidentally shoots. Tangerine.
I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away.
You know what?
So why steal them? Well, because he thought it was good sport. Because some tangerines aren't looking for anything logical. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some tangerines just want to watch the world burn.
And this was Prince.
That's true.
This was Joey King.
So they're teasing the White Death. They don't show us who White Death is, and you're like, it's got to be someone famous, right? Mm-hmm. Who's it going to be? Turns out it's Michael Shannon. He played Zod in Man of Steel. I mean, he's a very well-known actor.
Right. Okay.
He's a great actor.
Trying to figure out where I remembered him from.
And then one of the twists was that Joey King was his daughter. The prince was his daughter.
Yeah, because there was a scene earlier when the son died. She goes over to the son, spits in his face. You're like, why the fuck you spit in his face? It's kind of random. It's because she's been disrespected her whole life, apparently.
Yeah. Her dad avoided, and she's like, I'm just like you. Like, you should have never focused on, the fucking son's name or whatever. She's like, I'm more like you than he ever was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice. And then White Death, he's explaining everything, why they're all on this train. It's because basically all the assassins are responsible for his wife dying.
Right. Some sort of way, they're all a little bit responsible.
And he's like, and he has a gun pointed to Brad Pitt's head, and he's like, and then there's you, Carver. And Pitt's like, wait, no! Because at the beginning of the movie, he's like, yeah, I'm filling in for Carver, goddammit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Carver. Then we see there's an assassin blows up the wife's car, takes off its helmet, and it's Ryan Reynolds.
Jesus Christ.
And I screamed. I was like, oh my God! And he's in the whole movie for 2 seconds, just like Brad Pitt is in Deadpool 2 for 2 seconds.
Got electrocuted on those fucking power lines.
That's amazing. They're like, hey, I was in your movie for 2 seconds. Now be in my movie for 2 seconds.
That's so great. That's a wonderful placements of cameos.
Yeah. Amazing. We also get an origin story for the water bottle. And that was completely pointless, but hilarious.
That was funny. Very funny.
Very pointless, but great. Then we have Lemon like telling Ladybug, he's like, well, I lost a brother, but I have a new one. And Brad Pitt's like, really? And he's like, fuck no.
No.
But he does sacrifice himself for Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Tackles that other guy out the fucking train and they fall like fucking 100 feet into the water.
So, yeah. Oddly enough, they fall into water that's like only about shin deep.
Yeah. Somehow survive.
Somehow survive. It's okay. It's a movie.
We also have the story of the elder with his son.
Right.
And then the other son that's in the hospital.
The only thing I didn't really understand was, I mean, like, because they never showed it, but like, why did that Joey King girl take the boy up there and push him off? I know it was to put all these, to set all this stuff in motion.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't know, why would a boy do that? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Why would a boy do that?
Why would a boy go up to a roof with a random woman?
Because she was pretty?
I guess
I mean, kids are
dumb.
Kids are easily manipulated. I'm sure a pretty girl could convince you to go to a roof, Josh.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's
okay,
right.
fair
See?
enough. Fair enough. All right, it's case closed.
So yeah, Elder stabs White Death, but he's still not dead.
Stabbed. It felt like he fucking cut through his arm.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But Brad Pitt finally gets lucky when the train crashes and that fluffy costume saves his life.
Like in Deadpool 2,
Just
when
like in
Domino
Deadpool.
falls on
She just like
essentially.
But yeah, White Death, he doesn't even really care that Brad Pitt might not be Carver. He just wants to kill him. And unfortunately for him, he uses the gun that the prince sabotaged earlier.
Right.
And he blows his own face off. Mm-hmm. Face off.
Well, that's funny. And that was actually the prince's whole plan. So, you know, she had that one standoff with him in the car, and he's like, no, I can't kill you. But, it ended up happening anyways. So.
And she's like, he always, what does she say, 17 assassination attempts on him or something?
Yeah, and they all have ended the same way, except for that one.
He killed them with their own weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So this time he killed him with her weapon. But then the prince was about to shoot Brad Pitt, the elder, and the other son. And I don't even really know why. That's something that I'm a little confused about, is why did she even want to kill them? Just because she wanted to be like her dad?
She was an asshole? Well,
yeah.
Well, the whole plan was to get the son to kill the white shadow? White Death. That was the whole plan. Why it all set in motion. But then the elder didn't want it to happen. Yeah, it was, I don't know.
Well, no, the elder did want White Death dead for sure.
Yeah. Well,
no, but I'm saying, why did she want to kill them at the end? Just because I'm like my dad, I guess.
I guess, yeah, probably.
So yeah, she's about to shoot them.
Oh right.
But then she gets hit by a bus.
And what falls out of the bus?
A tangerine. So she's dead.
This was great.
The three main good guys are still alive, and then holy shit, there's Sandra Bullock. She was Brad Pitt's handler the entire time.
The entire time.
I didn't recognize her voice.
Neither did I.
Kind of surprised. Maybe they changed it a little bit.
They try to go back to the car, and then a light pole falls on it, and I guess his bad luck continues again.
Yeah. And then in the mid-credits scene, we see that Lemon...
It was like 1 minute, 10 seconds right after the credits.
Pretty much.
It was the mid-credits.
We see that Lemon survived, and he just gets up, grabs the gun, shoots the other guy. And then he finds the tangerine truck. He's like, holy shit. And then he's the one that runs over the prince.
That was great. I loved it. Setting up a number 2, right?
Maybe.
Hey, you got to kill Carver, right? He's the one that made all this happen.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be
Carver
great.
versus Brad Pitt. I'm down for it.
I'm totally down. Now, it could be like Smoke and Aces, where they made a sequel, but it was straight to video. Now, this was back when there weren't streaming apps, and it doesn't have anyone from the original movie, and it sucks. Although I never saw Smoking Aces 2. But no, nowadays with, everyone wants to make a franchise out of every movie, I definitely see a sequel being possible. And I'd be down because this was highly entertaining.
And this was a Sony Pictures movie. I haven't liked much that Sony Pictures have done lately.
Well, no, they just can't do Marvel stuff.
They can't do Marvel movies. So apparently this was, of course, number one in the box office this week. $30 million.
Domestic?
Domestic.
That's got to be domestic.
I would imagine. Number two was DC League of Super Pets. Way behind at 11.
That's been out.
At 11 million. So yes, this is I don't know how great of a weekend it was, but it was definitely number one by a far margin.
Yeah. I wonder what the do we have the global? Oh, 60 million global. So double the domestic then.
Okay.
So domestic was half.
It's pretty good.
Guess, basically. But yeah. Bullet Train 62.5 global. Yeah.
This was a good movie for not seeing a lot of trailers for. I don't remember seeing very many trailers for this on social media or anywhere. I don't think it's gotten a lot of media love per se.
No, I've seen plenty of I've seen the same trailer over and over again. Anytime I'm watching fucking baseball, it'll pop up, and
I haven't seen many.
Watching Raw and shit.
Oh, well, I don't watch Raw, so.
Well, there you go. But yeah, I'm down for a sequel. What would you rate this movie?
Oh man, this was fun. I gotta say, maybe an 8. Maybe an 8. I think Everywhere All at Once, Everything Everywhere All at Once was a better movie, had a better message and stuff like that.
That's a 10 for me.
But this was a lot more fun. I liked all the surprises.
Yeah. I'd say 8.5 or 9.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
For this type of movie, it's a 9.
Sure.
Like
Tarantino said, it's a good movie to go out and see.
Well, you have to rate the movie based on what it is.
What it is, it's a good movie.
If you're going to go see a kids movie, you have to rate it on a kids movie.
It's comedy. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Go see it if you haven't seen it already. Yeah. But hopefully you have seen it and you didn't just get all these spoilers.
It's okay.
That would make the movie less fun.
That's sure.
Especially the first time you see it. All right, let's do questions and comments. Let's see what our fans have to say here. Hold it. I wonder how many of them seen it yet. Hopefully a lot. Alrighty. Johnny Horniitis, he's back. My question is if you can give each member of the What's Wrong with Wrestling podcast one power from the Fantastic Four, who would be Mr. Fantastic? Who would be the Invisible Man, the Thing, or the Human Torch? Well, I mean, Invisible Woman, right?
Well, the Invisible Man. Invisible Man.
Well, I'm Mr. Fantastic. That's obvious.
I've got to be the Human Torch. I think
your Thing.
Joe would be the Thing, and Eric would be the Invisible Man.
You're clearly the Thing.
Bam. No, I'm the Human Torch. I'm hot and I'm spicy. I'm Latin.
No.
I mean, I got it, baby. Yeah, no. I got it locked down.
Flame on, and then you just crash into a building.
I didn't say I'd be a good one, but I think I'd be fine.
Luis Vasquez also just saw that new Predator movie, Prey, on Hulu. I really enjoyed it. 8 out of 10 rating from me. Highly recommend. FYI for Josh, it's not scary. Don't worry, Josh.
I think we might be doing that next week.
Don't worry, Josh. Rampager, what movie soundtrack was better than the movie?
I didn't even mention it, but the Bullet Train soundtrack, I actually really liked it. All the American pop songs from the 80s and stuff like that were done in Japanese, and it was fun. I liked it.
It was good. But movie soundtrack better than the movie. The first Suicide Squad had a lot of great songs, and we all know that movie sucked balls.
I don't remember
the first one.
I don't remember the soundtrack to it.
Yeah,
soundtracks don't really stand out too much. And the soundtrack that I really like is the one from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but it's not better than the movie.
Sure.
But it's a really great soundtrack.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the question. Joey, Joey, Jojo, Junior, Shabadoo, Andrew, last week you mentioned you had seen the Rick and Morty shorts where Morty needs to suck Rick's cock to save his life. No, it was lick his balls, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, he says that's a spoof of the actual show. The shorts are hilarious, though. Anyway, you got to watch the actual shows. You loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, so Rick and Morty is in your top 3 cartoons all time. I'll bet Joe's dollar on it.
It was not. It was not in your top 3.
No, he's saying if I watched it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give him some episodes that he should check out.
Chris Dibburn, can you think of other sexy, snarky attorney badasses on TV like Kim Wexler? I think the only one who can compare is Ellen Swatello from Franklin and Bash. I never watched that show.
Well,
I remember there being a hot girl on it, though, in the trailers.
We're about to get a sexy lawyer.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. She's kind of cute. She looks sassy. I can't think of very many other ones, though.
Me either. I don't really watch lawyer shows.
Was there a female lawyer on JAG? Maybe?
I don't know. Pop culture junkie. Will there ever be another successful mainstream teen sex comedy? I think the last big one was American Pie, whereas cancer culture screwed that up from being possible ever again.
No, I think there would be another one eventually.
They released those shitty National Lampoon's ones on Netflix. Those suck.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, I mean, he's right. It might be a while until
Cancel
if people
culture.
get over, if these fucking companies start ignoring cancel culture.
Hey, Disney already ignores people and has R-rated movies on there. It's coming, baby. Yeah. R-rated sex comedy on Disney.
American Pie, a Disney movie. Jason Deerham, have you guys seen The Old
Watch
Man?
What Happens to Cinderella.
Have you guys seen The Old Man yet? Jeff Bridges plays an ex-CIA operative.
I've heard that's good.
Whose past has caught up to him, with the government hunting him down, with John Lithgow as the man who's tasked to catch the old man. Gee, John Lithgow, Jesus Christ. If you're looking for a show to review. P.S. In Better Call Saul, if Jeff needs the money so bad, why not turn in Jean for the $5 million? But I do think it will be Jeff's mother that calls the cops. She's got the internet now. And we'll probably see an old news story about Saul and recognize him.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean $5 million for Gene? That
was the reward money to turn in Saul.
When did we hear that? Oh, Francesca said that?
I don't know if she said it, but I don't know if it was $5 million, but I think there was a sizable reward.
When? When did they say that, though? Was it this last episode that they said it?
I can't remember. Maybe it was what Jeff mentioned Saul when he first saw him.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm sure it's been mentioned.
Well, I'm sure. Why else would he bring it up?
Yeah.
Jonathan Ramos, Bullet Train question. Oh. Even though the movie played out as a self-contained story, do you want a sequel? And if so, should Ryan Reynolds get his for dragging Ladybug into the snatch and grab job?
I think we just kind of summed it up.
Yeah, we did. That would be...
We do want that. Make it happen.
Sure.
Make it happen, Hollywood.
Yeah. Steven with a V. I also have a Will Smith take. Overrated. Does not have range as an actor. He always plays the cool, good guy or hero who's also kind of an asshole. Pursuit of Happiness, Concussion, 7 pounds. He always has to be the lead. Well, when he has been the supporting actor or did a film with an A-lister, think of Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Denzel, Matt Damon, Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg, Tom Cruise even played a supporting role in Tropic Thunder. Your thoughts?
Oh, that's right.
I don't think he's overrated.
I don't think we're going to see very many great Will Smith movies going forward. I think Will Smith is kind of past his prime, for sure.
I mean, Independence Day, Men in Black.
That was a sweet spot.
2 10 out of 10 movies.
For sure.
But no, he's a great actor. He's just, we like him less now because he's douchey and his kids are pieces of shit and his wife's an asshole.
That's true.
He's an asshole.
He's lost his way. Will Smith needs to find himself.
He could come back because Tom Cruise came back.
Right.
Jump
on Oprah's couch.
Everyone hated Tom Cruise after he jumped on Oprah's couch, but he came back. Omar.
He needs Scientology. That's what he needs.
That's what he needs. Omar, did you know that Mark Hamill was the voice of the Joker and the Hobgoblin? Yes. He was the Joker in the Batman animated series, Hobgoblin in the Spider-Man. The first actor to be a Marvel and DC guy. It's pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars too. Yeah.
And then yeah, that was first.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying he's got like the whole universe.
The Rizzler, as good as Better Call Saul is, I'm a bit concerned that the last 2 episodes slowed right down. Feel like there's still so much to cover with such minimal time left. I'm there with you, Rizzler.
Well,
I'm nervous.
Like Andrew said,
like what?
So much happened at the
give me
last 2
one
episodes
theory about Saul. What happens? What does he do? Does he remain a fucking cinnamon bun manager? Does he find Kim and live happily ever after? I don't see that happening.
He either finds Kim, lives happy ever after, or he goes down in a blaze of glory. He gets turned in or
dies?
Something. Not dies, but he goes to jail. He gets his comeuppance.
That's how it ends? The show ends with him in jail? That's so depressing.
How else can it end?
But when Breaking Bad ended, Walter died.
Sure.
But we wanted him to die at that point. He deserved to die.
Well, he's about to rip off a man with cancer.
You still had Jesse driving off into the sunset. So you still had the silver lining. You had Jesse. At least that was a happy ending.
Right.
Better Call Saul, there's one guy. It's Saul.
No, Jeff. Jeff gets a happy...
Suck. Shut the fuck up. I was about to punch you in the face. There's only one guy.
There's only one guy.
So what? Handcuffs, credits roll. There's no way. That's no.
He's been a shitty. He was a shitty person in Albuquerque, and now he's starting to be a shitty person in Iowa, where the fuck they are now. He deserves to go to jail. He deserves it.
Well, sure. That's not the point.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be a satisfying ending.
I think whatever we think is going to happen is not going to happen. So it's kind of tough.
Well, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I can't even predict what will possibly happen.
No.
So, all right. That's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you are viewing us. We also have exclusive videos, trailer reactions on the YouTube channel, Hollywood Hogwash Pod. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Hollywood Hog Pod. Next week, we will be reviewing the second to last episode of Better Call Saul. And you know what? Since a lot of our fans have been requesting it, we're going to review Prey as well.
It's not too scary, right?
That's what I've heard.
That's what fans have said.
There's no major movie coming out, so we'll watch Prey.
I saw the trailer. It looked interesting.
I've not seen the trailer. Is Predator in it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's about a Native American girl who's fighting Predator.
Okay.
But she's like a Comanche or something warrior. It looks kind of cool.
Well, then we'll see you next week.